A heated battle between Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace occurred during Sunday's race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Fans were surprised not just by the race, but also by Bubba Wallace's unwavering demeanor in the face of jeers and boos from the crowd. But what drove Wallace to the edge? And why did he make such a daring gesture? Join us on NASCAR Zone as we explore the aftermath of the all-star race and unearth Larson and Wallace's furious reactions to the North Wilkesboro crowd. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. First, let's take a look at how Bubba Wallace reacted when he lost his both chances of winning. Bubba Wallace of 2311 Racing was best of the Cup Series at the North Wilkesboro All-Star Race. He came in second place, behind Kyle Larson, who won the race. The gap between the top two drivers was just under 3 seconds, but it would have been more than 10 seconds if there hadn't been a late caution and restart. Before the red flag, he was 11 seconds ahead. Even though Bubba Wallace was upset that he didn't win the race, he knew that Larson deserved to win. But just before Wallace started his post-race talk, someone off camera saw him give the middle finger on camera. The interviewer didn't notice it, so the talk went on. For the 0.6-mile track race, the number 5 and 2311 teams had the right plan. This put all three of them in the top three, as Tyler Reddick took third place behind the first two. Larson said in an interview after the race that some of the cars driven by drivers ahead of him were pretty bad, which shows how hard it was for many to have a good run. During the race weekend, many people booed Wallace and made him feel uncomfortable. During Saturday's Truck Series race, which Kyle Larson also won, he was treated the same way. Fans booed when the Toyota driver was introduced before the race, and the driver had a great response. He walked onto the stage while making a crying face. Fans had different thoughts about what Wallace did. Since he is the most divided person in the Cup Garage, it is not surprising that people have different feelings about him. Some people said right away that the TRD driver was rude and a sore loser. Some fans, on the other hand, thought Wallace was just showing his attitude. NASCAR is a tough world that requires constant commitment and pushes both the mind and body to their limits. This is what makes it so interesting to those who take part in it. Bubba Wallace got booed a lot at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, which is a very important place for racing. Even though he was very determined and good at racing, he always seemed to get bad feedback. But Wallace's answer to a reporter's question about how he felt about the constant negative attention was a surprising revelation. Instead of being angry or upset, the 2311 racing driver showed a level of maturity that went beyond the harsh realities of the sport.
Can I ask you a quick question about the boos after the end of the truck race?
It's every week. Yeah. How does it make you feel?
Not great.
Okay.
I mean, you did well today.
Thanks.
So it doesn't bother you at all?
I mean, yeah, but it's sports. It's sports. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there.
It wasn't on a different level today than any other day?
You're really close to the stage. I mean, that does make a difference. You're closer to the stadium, so closer to the seats, that's part of it. But it's going to be there every weekking.
And it doesn't impact, I mean, what should
I
people,
finished fifth.
The people who do the booing, what should they know about how that impacts you or doesn't?
Hey, as long as you continue to live your life judging a book by its cover, that's who you are. Don't change it up for anybody else. That's the biggest thing. That's fine. I mean, I finished fifth. I got a good payday. I'm good.
Fans of Bubba Wallace said what they thought, and many of them liked what he said. One fan said the best part of his answer was, "How does it make you feel?" Bubba, you put them on the spot. You did a great job today. Now go in the heats tonight. Another person agreed, but also pointed out that the boos weren't just for Wallace. They said, he's the same as many other drivers who used to get booed and still do. I live in Las Vegas, and Kyle Busch gets booed at his home track? Oh no. In the same way, another person commented on Wallace's personality and told him that he has real fans who are trying to cheer louder than the boos. This person said, Bubba is a fun guy. You can tell from his interviews that he likes to joke and laugh with people having a good time. It stinks for him, but he should know that he has real, true fans out there trying to cheer louder than the boos. One fan said, I'm done with it. I know the booing could be a motivator, but I'm done with it. But it's just noise. Great motivation. Another fan, on the other hand, was annoyed by the constant screaming and said, "I don't know how he puts up with it, because it's annoying and enough already." Bubba Wallace's strength in the face of constant criticism strikes a chord with many fans and starts discussions about fairness and dealing with criticism. His charm, determination, and unwavering self-confidence make up for any bad responses. What are your thoughts on the comments made by the crowd on Bubba Wallace? Let us know in the comments section below. Be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. But talking about Larson, it was a quite different thing. Kyle Larson made the reopening of the North Wilkesboro Speedway into an exciting show that felt like a quiet haven. Larson was the clear winner of Sunday's NASCAR All-Star race on the revived short track, leaving the other drivers to fight their own battles for the rest of the night. With the skill of a master thief working in the dark, Larson stole the $1 million winner's prize and got away without being caught. He won the race by a huge margin, leading for an incredible 145 laps, including the important last 96. Daniel Suarez was the only other winner of the race. He was in first place for 55 laps, but in the end, he came in 7th. Larson's win not only made him more well-known, but it also gave team owner Rick Hendrick his 11th win in the famous All-Star race. After the exciting race, Larson told Fox Sports that was a blast.
This, I can't even tell you what it means. You know, this is my 3rd All-Star win and my 3rd different track. So this is in a historical place like this. You guys in the crowd made this weekend so awesome. We could feel the atmosphere all weekend. So much fun there. That was old school ass whipping for sure. You know, we had a great car in the long run there and was just thinking that for sure there's going to be a caution, right? You know, I got out to a big lead and I could see everybody's cars were driving like crap in front of me, but I cannot thank this 5 team enough. You know, we were god awful all weekend. Practice, I was like the worst on 30 lap average. Went backwards in the heat race yesterday. You obviously had some strategy work out there in the beginning, but we drove from dead last to the lead and checked out by, I don't know, 12 or 13 seconds, and then just could pace myself there that last run. So what an amazing car. Everything that my car did bad on Friday and Saturday did great today. So again, thanks to the 5 team, Cliff Daniels, Cal Stewart too. Cal Stewart's our engineer. We bust his balls all the time because every time he's at the track, something bad happens. So this one's for him, and I told him the other day, he said he's going to like 5 of the next 6. Well, we're going to win 5 of the next 6 at least, so here we go.
Larson won by a big 4.5-second spread, which is a lot. Behind him in the top 5 were Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, and Chase Elliott, each trying to get their own share of fame. This race was important because it was the first full-length Cup race at North Wilkesboro since 1996. The track was renovated in a big way and for a long time before NASCAR's big return, which made people even more excited for the big event. With 90 laps left, Larson rushed to the front after a caution period. He built his lead like he was putting together a masterpiece. He took the lead in the second part of the race and had a huge 12-second lead over Bubba Wallace when NASCAR stopped the race on lap 101 for a competition caution. Larson was at the back of the pack at first because he was caught speeding on pit road, but his new tires helped him move through the field with amazing speed and accuracy. Even Joey Logano, who had to start over after getting a penalty on pit road, beat the odds and made it back into the top 10. Daniel Suarez was another driver who left his mark. He was in charge of the track and led an amazing 55 laps, but not every driver could win on this day of bad luck. Brad Keselowski, William Byron, and Kyle Busch all had very different luck and ended up at the back of the field, where they could only watch the exciting fight going on in front of them. Keselowski ended in a disappointing 19th place. Byron was right behind him in the 20th, and Busch was last of the 22nd. Now that the exciting race is over, the series is getting ready for its next exciting task. The focus moves to the famous Charlotte Motor Speedway, where the engines will roar again for the season's toughest test, a 600-mile marathon that starts on May 28 at 6 p.m. ET. So that is for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.